Hey guys, welcome to Perth Fence. My name's Mitchell. I'm the owner of Perth Fence. I just wanted to make a quick video just letting you know what my company was all about. But before we do that, let's get an intro done. Boom. Hey guys. So yeah, I've been fencing for about 18 years now. It's all I've ever done since I left school. I started a fencing business, or I worked with a guy and then went out on my own. That was 18 years ago now. It's all I've ever done, and I'm fairly good at it. I have extremely high standards, um, and I make sure that all of our installs are done right. And I get pretty annoyed when I see some of the cowboys out there doing some pretty shoddy installs. So I just wanted to make a video just to let you know what we're about and what you should expect from a fencing installation, no matter what the company is. One of the first big things is make sure that when the guy is installing the fence, that he's using more than just 3 techs. So I've seen some guys have, so techs are the screws that join the two posts together when they're back to back. So I've seen posts that have a tech at the top, a tech at the bottom, and then a tech right down under the rail where the cement is. This is not enough. That's nowhere near enough. So we use 8 on each panel. So we've got 2 at the top, 2 in the middle, 2 at the bottom, just above the bottom rail, and then 2 in the ground, which is probably a little bit excessive given that you've got cement there, but who cares? They're only techs. Doesn't cost that much more to put more screws in and have a solid fence. So I don't understand why guys don't do it. It's just super dodgy. We only use Colorbond. We don't touch import. We never will. We never have. All of our stuff is genuine blue scope Colorbond steel. You can check that out on all of our rails. It's all laser etched in there, and it's also laser etched on all of our sheets. Now, in regards to fencing, Colorbond fencing and installing plinths, when you receive a quote, you want to get something that's pretty detailed. So our quotes are 100% itemized. So it will say removal of this amount, installation of this amount of Colorbond fencing, and it would have a full description, what posts we're going to use, what length, how many plinths we're going to install, things like that. It's a very detailed quote. If you get a quote from a contractor that is just saying basically, let's just use 20, for example. Removal of 20 meters of old fencing, installation of 20 meters of Colorbond. I see it all the time. That's all the description is on the quote. You don't know what you're getting, okay? So you need to make sure, and you're more than welcome if you get a quote from us and you choose to get us to do the install, come and have a look at the fence while we're doing it. So that that we're doing what I'm telling you right now. So a plinth is usually 150 mil, and that goes underneath the bottom rail, and that's designed to stop anything coming in under the rail, and it's also a bit of a retainer. So as soon as you start using one plinth, you should start using a 2.7 or 2700 mil post. Now, a standard Colorbond panel without any plinths / retaining is just a standard 1.8 sheet. You're gonna just have a 2.4 meter post. When you go to a single plinth, you then go to the next length in post, which is 2.7, 2700. If you start going to 2 plinths, so your soil level that's between you and your neighbor is greater than 150 mil, you would go to 2 plinths. You would start using a 3-meter post. Anything above 2 plinths, this is just what we do. We don't just use a 3-meter post. We use a 65 mil by 65 mil square steel post, which is 3.5 meters long. Okay, so if you've got a 1.8 sheet with 3 plinths, it's going to give you, I think it works out to be at least 1200 millimeters in the ground, because what you've got a span of a normal Colorbond fence, which is exactly 2.37. Let's just say 2.4, just to make it easier. So that's quite a long span when you have a 1.8 high fence plus essentially a 3 plinth retaining wall in there. You know, that's a lot of pressure that's going to be pushing on the fence. So you want to make sure that your fence is strong. So all of our fences, like a standard fence install with a 2400 mil post standard install, we use minimum 70 kilograms of cement. And then when we start going to 2700 mil posts and 3-meter posts, we add extra cement. Our minimum is always 70. It's 70 or above, no matter what. So you have cement from the very bottom of that hole all the way to the top. It's not, we don't backfill the hole and then put, say, 2 bags of quickset in. That's not what we do. If we build your fence, you can be assured it's going to stay up for a very long time. So what I tell my customers is, okay, look, yes, we're not going to be the cheapest, but we are going to do your fence properly. And a cheap fence could end up costing you more in the long run if it needs to be repaired, because it might look nice for a year or two, but you know, given a few years, it's going to start looking all crooked and start moving around, because those footings, they need to be strong. You know, if they're not, if the footings aren't decent and you haven't got enough techs holding everything all together, doesn't take a lot to, you know, make your fence start moving all over the place. They're kind of like a sail. They catch a lot of wind. So yeah, that's what sets us apart. Now, I'm not here to bag out any fencing guys. Being in the game for 18 years, I know a lot of the guys. I know there are good fencing contractors out there, but there are a lot of dodgy contractors out there. And you can usually spot them. Just make sure you ask them these questions. You know, what I've said to you today. If you get a quote, you want it to be itemized and specific, so you know what you're getting, so you don't get stung with extras when it comes to the install. We would never do that to you. Everything that we do is going to be on that quote. We always put it all on there, so you know once we start that job, there is not going to be any extra cost. The only way that there would be is if, you know, it's impossible to know if there's going to be some kind of piping or something like that, something extreme. You know, if there's going to be a lot of trees around, obviously we would take into account, you know, roots and stuff like that. That just makes total sense. Or say if you were up in the hills, we would take into account that there may be some hard digging, and we will just put in there on the quote, you know, there may be a chance that there is going to be, you know, some hard digging. But if there isn't, awesome. But if there is, this is what our hourly rate is. And you can come and keep an eye on us just to make sure we keep to that. Say if it's 2 hours of labor and you sit there and you say, yep, they did 2 hours. So we're honest. I run an honest and reliable company. So yeah, if you want a fence built right and to stand the test of time, feel free to give us a call on 0405 38427, or email us at service@perthfence.com.au, or you can go to our website. I'm doing this live, so I haven't got any script. I'm just winging it. So our website is www.perthfence.com.au. All right, guys, take it easy, and yeah, make sure you don't hire a cowboy. Take it easy. Bye.